So here we are at the gates of MITA. This morning we got word that people are being transferred to Christmas Island. At the moment there are police with shields in there picking people out of units and putting them on buses to transfer them to Christmas Island. This is disgusting. Just before an election they're sending people over there to keep them out of sight, out of mind. But we see you, we hear you, we're out here, and we don't want to see any more deportations, any more indefinite detention. Get down to MITA if you can. We're on Camp Road. Get down here now and, stop these transfers from happening.
We were raised here in Australia. We belong to Australia. Australia is our country, and you are separating us from our families. You got no right to do that. We are entitled to be with our family, and we're entitled to have one chance. And this is why the protest is all about.
Yeah, so as you can see, this van is blocking the gate, and no one's going anywhere.
Good morning, folks. We're here blocking the front of MITA this morning. As heard that there's people being moved out of their compounds into buses, potentially getting moved offshore to Christmas Island. So here in solidarity with refugees and 501s, and hoping to stop this deportation.
They're doing all bad things towards us, Serco and ABF and everybody else. They're just treating us like animals. We're not animals. We're human beings. Have a look at us. We are treated like animals in cages. Have a look around. This is a cage. We are in cages. Enough is enough. Boys, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Inside are over 250 refugees and 501s waiting deportation or an indefinite detention.
Scott Morrison's henchman with the fucking rats. Probably coming to get us, bro.
There are people inside this detention centre that have been in indefinite detention for over 10 years. 10 years in indefinite detention inside this place here, inside places, inside Nauru, Manus Island. We're here to say, free the 501s, free the refugees, stop sending people to Christmas Island, bring the people offshore home, let people out of indefinite detention. This government is doing some really evil shit to people, and we're not going to stand by and let that happen. That's why we're blocking the road here at MITA to stop people being transferred to Christmas Island. Right. And what does this banner say?
Yeah. So this banner here says abolish cages and borders, because we believe that all people should be free to move around. There should be no political prisoners. Nobody should be kept up in cages.
We need to make a really strong statement here that no one is illegal. No one should be transferred or deported just on a character test made by a racist government. You know what I mean?
The fact that it houses, the fact that it incarcerates refugees, the fact that it incarcerates people who have done their time for whatever alleged crime or convicted crime they've had, and all of a sudden the government decides, nah, that's not good enough, we're going to lock you inside indefinitely while, they sort some shit out to deport people about some, to places that people have no knowledge of.
You can't just keep transferring people, moving people around from Manus to Nauru to Kangaroo Point to Mantra to MITA to all over the place. They're shipping people around, costing millions of dollars to hold people hostage. What for? To support their racist policies. This is not an election-winning game, guys. You can't win another election on cruelty and torture.
Let's just show some decent solidarity for the people that are entrapped in those cages without any rights at all. I mean, police talk about rights. They've got no fucking idea. Let's think about it. There's this whole concept that you're meant to open your borders to people that are fleeing war. I mean, that's just a basic of international human rights law. We're not even acknowledging that at all.
No one is free until we're all free, and we're going to stay here and keep doing this thing and letting people know that, holding people hostage in limbo for years on end is bullshit. It's torture. It's illegal. It's criminal, man. They say they're like locking up the criminals, locking up the terrorists. Well, it's bullshit. The terrorists are in Parliament. The terrorists are the ones making the decisions. The terrorists are the ones that invaded this continent and invented these racist systems that are holding people.
And in this green bus in front of us, that's exactly where they are. People have been resisting, trying to get moved to Christmas Island this morning, and Serco have been conducting an operation in MITA, getting people out of their compounds and getting them onto this green bus. And so we're out this back entry at the moment, people are out at the front entry, and we're resisting this deportation.
Sorry guys, there's no way it's going to happen. Shut the gates.
Alright, here we are.
Fucking losers.
We're at MITA here today, and they're trying to deport. There's about more than 6 501s, and they're trying to deport them to Christmas Island. And we're here today, and we're gonna stop that transport. So if you're around in Naarm, Wurundjeri country, get down here because we need numbers.
Free the refugees! Hey, don't hurt us! Hey! Fuck off! Hey!
Move out. We're going to close the gates. Okay, we're not going to let the vehicles in. Close the... Move out. Move out.
Shame on you!
You move over there and I'll shut the gates.
Shame!
If you reverse...
Yeah, just reverse.
Just move out and you'll see.
Get your ugly vehicle back! Send it back! Send it back! Send it back!
Refugees!
Free the refugees!
Move out.
Free the refugees!
Move out.
Free the refugees! Open the border, close the gate! Free the refugees!
So as you can see, they're turning the buses around.
No borders! No nation! No deportation! No borders! No nation! No deportation! No deportation!
So today we got a message from one of the guys inside, and they said that they had to pack up their bags because they were getting deported to Christmas Island, and the police came. The police came in shields and batons, and they were being really aggressive with them. You can see them over there.
Free the refugees! Free the 501! Free the 501! Free the refugees! Free the refugees! Free the 501!
Those are the guys that ordered them to pack up their things, and they were going to be taking them to Christmas Island. And some of those people have family here,
Free the refugees!
and instead they've just been locked up in this cage. So this is all it takes. There's only about 20 of us here, and we were able to block these gates and turn away the charter boats and turn away all those vans. And so direct action works. This is why we're here, to stop all these transfers from happening. So if you're hearing this, please come down to MITA, because we need more people, because there's lots of exits that they can use, and we want to block every exit. So we need more people, we need more bodies on deck.
So well done to everyone out here this morning who have effectively stopped the bus from coming out this back gate.
Anyway, he was stuck in Indonesia for 5 years in a detention centre. That's such a shame. The Australian government eventually brought him here, and now they're trying to deport him. He's been in and out of the federal court appealing this decision, and the federal court has actually gone against the government's ruling, but he's still stuck inside. Now we don't know whether he's someone who's now potentially getting deported to Christmas Island, but you know, this is the extremeness of what the Australian government is doing to these people. So he's a refugee. He's not someone who's a 501, which are people who've lived here often for a very long time, but are now having their visa revoked because they weren't permanent citizens. And one example of a 501 is Jimmy. And Jimmy's lived in Australia for 54 years. Okay, so he's been in 54 years. And now ScoMo is trying to kick him out.
Shame!
He had minor charges.
Shame!
And his children and grandchildren live here.
Shame.
Ali is another 501. He spent 8 years now in limbo in detention. Actually, he says on this video which he posted online that a judge has dismissed all charges, but he's still being locked up. And he also says it's actually been 2 years since he's seen a caseworker or a lawyer.
Shame!
He's just totally disconnected from any chance of getting out. Then there's Muhammad, who's inside. He's a refugee. He's been held in detention centre for 10 years, he says. He's been in Christmas Island, in Darwin, Yonga Hill, in MITA, and he's never been released into the community. And the Australian government thinks he's a threat. Eddie went and did an interview online and said he's lived here almost all of his life since he was 2 years old. He's not a young guy. Says he was jailed for attempted shoplifting and he's done his time, he says. And now they want to deport him, and he's been in MITA, stuck there for 3 years.
Shame!
There's Bernie, who's 69 years old, says he's lived here since he was 1 year old, and now they're trying to deport him. He's been in detention for 6 years because all his family's here. He doesn't want to go anywhere else, you know? And the oldest person in MITA at the moment who the government says is a threat to the community is Manfred Colbert, who's 82 years old, who's stuck in there, and he's been in there for a long time. And he hasn't shared too much about his story, but you know, this is a ridiculous situation these people are in, and it's great that I saw on this platform where these detainees have been posting these videos that they said that right now the words used in this post were that people are resisting and rioting. I don't know if that's true or not. Inside at the moment.
If you've just tuned in, we are still holding down the front gate. There are people around the back gate. There are 15 people that have been loaded onto a bus for deportation to Christmas Island. We believe at this point it is a mixture of 501s and asylum seekers, refugees. The police are tightly controlling. You can see the cars just keep piling up. Who's got the most cars? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, the game is fairly even at the moment. And obviously we've set up a blockade. So we don't know how they're going to get them out. The people around the back say the bus is not around there either. We know that members of Border Force and the riot squad are inside MITA right now. And the messages we're getting from the people inside, oh, I think I just saw a bus, inside is that there has been resistance and they went in there with their shields and all their riot gear on. So I can only imagine what's going on for those people right now. This person has been up on top of the van all morning, just doing a fucking stellar job of holding the space. You can see the car is got another car in front of it, so it's hard to move it. The cops brought their car in, so we brought another car in. It's kind of the car wars at this point in time. The bus is stationary inside. So, an ambulance came down here at MITA, and we, of course, wanted to let the ambulance in. And then there was a bit of an argy-bargy as the cops then tried to move their car in place.
You can see here we are blockaded with our van out at the front. We've also got trucks and cars at the back.
Did anyone get that?
So we came out here to stand in solidarity with the detainees and to try to stop that deportation. We've heard that they are also fighting inside already. One detainee has been taken away in an ambulance after being assaulted by a Serco guard while resisting the deportation. As you might be able to tell, the cops are outnumbering us, something like 5 to 1. There's been a little bit of scuffling so far. They strangled one protester. It'd be really great to have more people down here to show solidarity.
More of our friends have shown up. Thank you to everyone coming down. To the people inside MITA, we are still here on both gates. We're not sure what's going on inside. A person is still on top of the van. The van has been slightly moved and is now kind of... I don't know who's blocking who anymore. Whether it's the cop cars or our cars. But the van has been moved in front of the police, and the police don't know where the keys are, and we don't know where the keys got put, so it's going to be hard to get people out of here, I guess. I do believe that the back entrance is still blocked as well. There's a whole heap, you can see a whole heap of cars that are turning left down there. They're going out another side gate through the army barracks because refugee torturers and the military get along just fine. Don't they, Ben Roberts-Smith and your mates? We believe that the people that were on the bus have been taken back to the maximum security section, but they haven't been returned to their accommodation, which makes us think they are still trying to work out how to get them out. We've had a person on top of the van since very early this morning. They're harnessing themselves to climb on top of a van, which is kind of funny. Hilarious. Person on top of the van has been up there all day. They are also super glued to the railing on top of the van. So we're just trying to make sure that that person's hands are not harmed in any way as search and rescue try to get them off. So yeah, we've been going through days of resistance here, and sadly it's ended with the government doing its usual fuckery and trying to quietly deport people. Deportations lead to death. Refoulement is actually against the law, so moving people to Christmas Island is an excellent way to put them in a position where we can't then know where they're deported to. And it's definitely been a tactic in the past to move people to Christmas Island and then refoul them to countries that they've fled, coming here seeking asylum. And just a reminder that arrival by boat is not actually a crime. It is not a crime to seek asylum arriving by boat. The criminalisation and the militarisation of the refugee policy in this country, along with the police response, is really just a symptom of neoliberalism and their complete lack of care for humanity and the most vulnerable people in our communities. And the person who has been up on top of the van all day is about to come down. Woo! If people are out there and they're heading down this way, we're hearing that the Park Street exit, that's the military side exit, yeah? Yeah, so the military base exit is apparently where they think they're going to take the bus out.
And I think the deportation is about to happen. We're in Camp Street at MITA. And they're trying to deport 12 people to Christmas Island, people who have families here, people who have been detained for so long, for no reason, and this is how our government treats people. Close your eyes! Okay, and now they're pepper spraying protesters who are trying to stop people getting deported to Christmas Island. They're pepper spraying. This is absolutely disgusting. This is what our government does to people. Absolutely disgusting.
Free the detainees!
Are you okay? Start the way.
The detainees!
What's up?
Attack!
I'm sorry.
Stay where you are. Push around. Push around, leave them there. Get out.
Get out of here!
Get back!
Come on, they're gone.
Get back!
I'm trying to get detained.
You are the only criminals on this land! How dare you treat people like that! How dare you manhandle women like you did! Like you pushed me out of the way! Piece of shit! White supremacists! How dare you! You're an absolute disgrace! Do you know how many innocent people are in there? Have you even done your research as officers of the law? Have you done that? Because they are all innocent! And you have black fellas locked up in there, which this government says aren't black!
The bus got out and it looks like people have been mass pepper sprayed. There are people on that side of the road and this side of the road. I'm going to go. We need to help some of our comrades that are pretty fucking distressed right now. Please share this around. There's been a lot of police violence today and the end result is a shitload of people are being pepper sprayed. I'm going to go, guys. I need to take care of my friends. Thanks for watching and staying tuned, and keep up the resistance.